G'day scrappers. Today I'm just going to be scrapping out a whole bunch of PCs. Thought I'd take you along the ride with me. I've just got, well, they're not really vintage PCs. I'll probably just call them old school, simply because they've got a floppy drive still and they're beige in colour. So I've got 8 been sitting around here. All nice beige PCs. I like my beige PCs for some reason. Well, obviously when they're beige, pretty good chance they got a floppy and they're, yeah, just kind of old school. And so it's just a little bit different than scrapping your regular PCs that we get these days, because it's all the pinless CPUs and stuff like that, and yeah, a bit boring. But okay, so I'll just zoom in here and get the camera set up and we'll be ready to go. So another day scrapping. I've been really happy with what I've gotten done so far, and once again, as I keep mentioning, there's no real street scrapping near me, so but it's given me a great chance to really clear off a lot of stuff, and so I'm really happy with that. And yeah, it's just going to allow me to just organize a lot better, and yeah, just do a lot more workshop stuff. And it's just you know, a little bit overwhelming, I've still got 100 PCs or so to scrap, but I've just been doing a lot of little bits and pieces just to you know, get all the small things out the way. I've got a whole lot of these little industrial sort of aluminium kind of boxes that need to be done. I've been giving a few away to scrappers as they come, and I say, oh, you know, take a few of these, even though they're good value, got good aluminium and stuff in there. I've just got so many of them, and just trying to get rid of them. So, but yeah, so unfortunately I've got to wait a few more weeks before street scrapping kind of comes closer, and well, it's a bit of a blessing in disguise, because it's just going to give me that extra chance to keep clearing up. And so yeah, not really old school, this one. It's an 80 gig hard drive, so we can still call it old school. And I've got a lot of like my gold recovery stuff, things that I've depopulated from boards. Half the stuff I don't even know where it is anymore. It just got buried under stuff in the garage. So I really want to, seeing that I'm kind of slowing down a little bit as far as the business side of things are going, not advertising as much anymore. So you know, I want to kind of just adjust the way what I do on a day-to-day basis, and try and make most of stuff that I find. Okay, so no, this is not a copper stacker, it's just aluminium, but because it's got this steel, I don't bother with these types. These are the only ones I just throw straight in back as scrap steel, simply because that's actually steel. So I'm not going to waste my time trying to get at just to get a bit of aluminium. Yeah, and so I'm kind of looking forward to the next stage of me scrapping and processing e-waste and so on, and probably try and do a little bit more, or try and sell some stuff on eBay as I go. Sometimes I get good stuff and I just don't have time to sell it, so I figured I'll you know, have more time to sit down and list stuff, go through my little shed there with all kinds of things. Some of the things that I used to keep, you know, or collect, I've kind of changed up a few things, so I just want to work out what to do with those few things and whether they're worth selling or scrapping out or what, because I'm just, the more stuff I keep, the, you know, the less room I've got. So you know, my ideas of what to keep have changed, so but I'll get to that when the time comes, and work it out, and really try and make room. And oh, at least we've got 4 RAM sticks. That's a nice little bonus, but the CPU is just a pinless, so not old school at all. Oh well, you know, when you get these beige PCs, I'm always hoping for, you know, at least a fiber piece, CPU. Sometimes you might get an AMD ceramic, something like that, and yeah. But hopefully, out of all 8 PCs, I do get, you know, a few better CPUs. I'm just taking off a few of these brass prong risers. I'll just get the easy ones. And there we go. Well, this one's done. Nice. All right. Well, I'm just going to clean up after every PC, get rid of the boards and all that, so I've got a nice clean space. So let's go on to the next one. So this one here looks a little bit similar. Maybe we won't get a a green fibre out of this one either. So yeah, things like, you know, I did the video a few days ago about copper and just the you know, amazing price rise in copper, and I think it might even go up a little bit more. So I'm talking in the near future, in the next week or so. I think it's going to keep rising. I'm pretty sure my scrapyard has got a, you know, compared to what some people have been saying in other parts of the country, where they're getting higher prices than the price I'm getting. So that's got to come, you know, to my scrapyard soon, because normally they're known to be, they pay higher prices than most scrapyards. So looking forward to even higher copper prices. And yeah, I only sell, as I mentioned, the copper that I can't melt, and not that I sell it very often, but now's is you know, in the next couple of weeks I'm considering just selling just the stuff that I don't need, and it'll just get a little bit more off the property, a bit more weight. I forgot the floppy of the first one. I don't take the floppy out. All I want is just the pins. Usually I just leave the floppy in and with a screwdriver just break out the pins. That's all. And you know, because they're floppies, this, you know, old school, the gold pins are pretty good quality gold pins, so I always try and get pins out. Yeah, so this is pretty much the same era. Well, this was 40 gigabytes. I think the last one was 60, but it looks like pretty much an identical PC. That's one way to get it out. And obviously, again, the only DVDs that I open are the ones with this long set of pins and the board. I don't bother with the new style most of the time, because I'm not just doing usually one PC at a time. I'm just trying to scrap them as quick as possible, so I just try and save myself a bit of time. So at least this one's got a full board. There you go. That's basically what I'm after. And I've got quite a few barrels of these DVD boards now. Not sure if I'm going to go for a fourth barrel, because yeah, I've got to start processing them, and all I want to do is just depopulate the boards. So I could sell these as a mid-grade board, but me, I'll just, you know, prefer to take off the ICs and take off these gold fingers, pins, and that's it. And then just throw the board. You know, I might just give them to my board buyer for free. You know, so at least they get recycled and they still recover some of the material, because I'll have quite a lot of them. And who knows, he might even pay me low grade for them. I doubt it. Once they're depopulated, there's really no value there. Well, there is a little bit of value, but not much. So again, I think we've got just a regular, oh well, you know, CPU is a CPU, but I'd much rather the ones that we want for gold recovery, just to keep building that stock. But the one good thing is this one also has 4 RAM sticks, so that's a real bonus. These days with the modern PCs, you only get 1 or 2. You know, on average you're lucky to get yeah, 2 aboard. So 4 is a nice bonus. Just makes up for some of the ones that don't come with RAM. Okay, well, at least this one's a green fiber with heatsink. Nice copper here and nice gold pins. So, and this is another mission when I get into the garage, is my barrel of these type of CPUs is to pop every one of these copper heat sinks off, tinned copper, and I might, you know, try and do that whilst the copper prices are high to be able to sell them. All right, well, that's another one done. Another one bites the dust. And because copper is priced so high, so is brass. So after all, it's about 80% copper. That'll do. 5 extra bits. And the heatsink looks like, yes, we've got a copper stacker. That's what we want. Look at that. Nice chunk of copper in there. We'll get that. Just get rid of some of this dust. All right. Well, that was a nice bonus. Copper stacker. I've got the hard drive, 4 RAM sticks, a pretty decent heavy motherboard, power supply, a little bit of cable. All right, I'll get the next one. Yeah, and probably because these semi-old school PCs, you know, they've only got Celerons in there and stuff, so they're not the best quality of what they could have possibly been, but you know, that's all right. But yeah, it would be nice if I can get a few good ones. Well, this one's a little bit better because at least we got 2 slot cards, which is always good. You know, just adds to the value. And yeah, they're you know, nothing spectacular. They're just straight as sold as scrap slot cards. Sometimes, you know, I always look out to see if they're a little bit too good. They've got, you know, too much gold fingers, and sometimes I prefer to just not sell them and just scrap them out, get the gold fingers, take off all the chips and so on. And it's just a funny place to have a speaker just sitting there. Well, but yeah, so copper's great. All scrap metal is pretty great at the moment. Okay, so this looks like we've got a better, at least a green fiber CPU here. So that's finally, we got a bit of a bonus. All right. How's that one? Nice rock. Not many come with pictures. All right, so yeah. Oh, and you know, a few people have mentioned, you're getting 100,000 subscribers and all that. I'm going, yeah, and you know, it's getting close. And I actually looked the other day, and I thought I had there was 97,700. But I looked the other day, and it was, last night, and no, it's 99,700. So this is only a 20 gig hard drive, so this is better. This is the size of hard drive we really want. I'll scrap this at the end because we've already opened up quite a few DVDs. And yeah, so that's amazing. The last few thousand subscribers have kind of rolled up reasonably quickly. But the funny thing is that, you say, 100,000 subscribers, I'm finally getting there. But I tell you what, I've got almost 500 videos or something. And it's been, over 6 years or so. So, it certainly hasn't been just something easy. Gosh. When I compare to some other scrappers I can't think of his name now, that started only a couple of years ago and already getting close to 200,000. And then someone when I was doing copper videos, and then a little bit later, Big Stack Casting came along, another guy from Australia, and he quickly caught up to me at that stage, which was about 30,000 subs, and then he shot to 100 and then 200, and geez, he's getting close to 1 million subs now. So, and that's just doing one thing. That's just melting copper. So there you go. It just goes to show that people. There's a lot of people that want to learn stuff, but mostly people just want to be entertained. Only 2 ram sticks in this one. It's okay. That's 10 ram sticks so far. So yeah, obviously my street scrapping videos is kind of the entertainment when I can get around to doing them, when we're not locked down or they're not too far. So there's a green fiber CPU. So obviously there's no value here in the silicon chip here, no real gold recovery there. It's all about these gold pins and even the MLCCs. So yeah, a lot of my videos have all been, you know, this kind of thing, and showing people how to scrap, and having a bit of fun just scrapping out different kinds of e-waste. Pretty much, yeah. I also trying to, you know, in the early stages, was trying to show people how to start up an e-waste business, and I have to admit, there are a lot of people that I've even met or that have contacted me mentioning that, you know, I inspired them to start up their own little scrap business, and some of them are doing really well, you know, and well, most of them are certainly enjoying it. So awesome. So yeah, I just I'm quite amazed, and you know, I just really appreciate all my subscribers, and you know, especially the people that regularly watch my videos and comment on my videos, and you know, everyone that just supports the channel. It's been pretty amazing. I certainly didn't expect 100,000. Gosh, when I started, I didn't even really think about subscribers, and you know, and once I started to think about subscribers, I thought I'll probably never even get to 1,000 subs, let alone 100,000. So yeah, but you know, it certainly hasn't happened overnight. You know, and well, it doesn't surprise me, because it's the type of game that we're in. This isn't, you know, necessarily entertainment for the world, especially my style, because I mean, there'll be quite a few that have already dropped off watching this video, because people just, you know, their attention span isn't very long, and people just don't, you know, a lot of people just don't want to sit and watch one subject for too long. So 160 gig, 160 gig, 2 hard drives in that one. And these hard drives, the boards have got a gold band crystal oscillator, so I like to pinch that. And yeah, so, and I can understand the people that don't have a huge attention span, you know, because even when I watch videos sometimes, and well, you know, once it goes over 10 minutes or so, you know, it's got to be, it's hard to get a long video you know, interesting, you know, for that, you know, for a long period of time, apart from like street scrapping, where sure, you know, you can make an hour-long street scrap video, because every minute is a little bit different. But you know, my objective was never to, it's an unusual one, to just, you know, get a whole heap of viewers and stuff like that. You know, it's always been about just trying to teach people things, and just, you know, not that you know, I've never claimed to be, you you know, a tech guru, anyone or anything like that. I've never, you know, I never try and make up things, you know. Sometimes I make mistakes, sometimes I'm not thinking straight, sometimes I just don't know. And but I've never been afraid to say, what's this? What does this do? Because as a e-waste recycler, you know, in my type of e-waste recycling, it's just picking up e-waste and what I can't sell, scrap it down, and that's it. I don't need to know like what every component does. And most e-waste recyclers don't either. We're not IT technicians. We're dealing in scrap and other people's rubbish, not like necessarily good IT equipment. Although, you know, I know what I can sell, and you know, well, here we go. So we've got a really nice heatsink here. So this is you know, another Pentium 4 with pins. But here we go. So we've got a copper aluminium radiator, a nice slab of copper wedged in there. So this goes as copper aluminium radiator. And what was the price currently? $4.50 a kilo last week anyway. So pretty good value. Yeah, so the way the subscriber count ticks along, it wouldn't surprise me if before the next video that 100,000 ticker will come up. Yeah, pretty funny. I mean, not that it, you know, necessarily makes any more money or anything like that. My views are still reasonably limited. I certainly got a lot more views than I used to get, but nothing compared to some guys. Lucky enough. But yeah, who cares? YouTube was never about making money, although, you know, I have to admit that it has certainly helped me slow down scrapping so much, because it's, you know, subsidized some of my scrap, so I don't have to, you know, rush out and try and find as much as I can just to, you know, pay the bills. So at least two nice chunky rams. At least, yeah, the bit of money that YouTube send me has been a real bonus for me at times, just so I can, yeah, pay those bills. And you know, back when I first started scrapping, you know, I had to go really hard, cart a lot of scrap steel just to make ends meet. And you know, I've still got to scrap quite a lot to make ends meet, especially the fact that in this game you're not, you know, apart from maybe scrap steel, all the other stuff, the good stuff, it takes a while for it to build up. So there can be, I can go for 2, 3, 4 weeks with the only money coming in is from scrap steel. You know, it might be $80 at a time or $100 at a time, maybe once a week, you know. So yeah, but anyway, who cares? It's only money. If you don't have fun doing this, if it's just about money, then yeah, there's probably a lot more lucrative things to get into, because scrapping is not easy. The other style of the e-waste business, where you know, you pick up good e-waste IT equipment, recondition it, resell it, well, that's a great side of the business. but it takes quite a lot of investment in every aspect, and a hell of a lot of time, and you know, a lot of staff and all that, factory, and I just never wanted to get my business to that level, that full on. There was always, for me, it was always an element of having a bit of fun, that's it. And at the same time, just trying to make a bit of money. So, all right, well, there we go. We got 4 down and 4 to go. So, the chicken is moping about something. I might throw him some seeds. All right, I'll get on to the next one. This one seems I thought it might have been a bit heavier, but not necessarily. Wouldn't you know it? Did the wrong side. It happens sometimes. Don't think all the time. Alright, that's more like it. Okay. Alright, well, yeah, not bad. It's got 2 DVDs in this one. The last one had 2 hard drives. I still prefer 2 hard drives. But at least these are DVDs we can scrap. And 2 little slot cards again. So, all pretty good. Yep. Oh gosh, that's a tiny one. All right. Not to mention the cable. It all adds up, you know. Geez, the price of insulated wire at the moment, it's 120 gig. Yeah, it all adds up, guys. Yeah, it's been a bit lucky with the scrap prices going up so much as they have. You know, it just it substitutes a little when you don't have as much scrap to get your stuff out. Just substitutes a little bit of that, because you know, if all of a sudden you're getting 50% more, well, that's all pretty darn good. And it's about time too that we are getting good prices for scrap. There have been times where it was so low, it was just crazy, and unfortunately you can't stockpile all your scrap, especially scrap steel, until the prices go up, because most people don't have that much space. Some people, if you've got a large property on out in a rural area, well, that's a different story, and a lot of people do that. They keep just going around, pick up as much scrap as they can, and just hoard it until the prices are right. And like right now, they're cashing in. Although scrap steel, hasn't really gone up. It's still the same kind of price as it has been for a few months. It was at the start of the year, it was a little bit higher, but oh well. Yeah, oh well. Another copper stacker. And yes, within a week or two, couple of weeks at least, maybe, I'll start processing my copper stackers, because I just got so many of them, it's not funny. And I've just got to, I'll get there, don't worry. But yeah, I've just got to do things in increments and stages, so I can just another pin. Yeah, I can get to everything easy, and at the same time, you know, like at the moment, I'm scrapping PCs and trying to get a lot of boards out the way, because my board buyer is coming to pick up my stuff in a few days' time. So it wasn't long ago that I sent a whole 10 tubs of boards out, so I think about 6 or 7 tubs of boards are going out in a few days' time. I think 2 tubs of power supplies. I've got an overflow of power supplies at the moment. All right, 3 to go. Okay, well, this one's unusual. Let's check it out. Oh. Did it again. Okay. Try again. Yeah. All right. Yeah, not bad. At least we've been getting a couple of slot cards almost in every one. Huh. A little bit different. Yeah, fingers aren't good enough for me to take them off and turn this into a low mid-grade. You know, just remove a couple of tantalum capacitors and sell it as a slot card. Yeah. So the May 1st silver raid has been and gone, and not that I think much will come of it, because it will take quite a lot to hurt the comics, but you never know. And their idea was to get 100,000 people to buy 100 ounces of silver. And well, you know, that would be quite a lot of silver off the retail market. It would certainly put pressure on retailers. What that will do for, you know, until the prices actually rose, I'm not sure what that would do for premiums, because the premiums on silver are already pretty high. Especially if you want, like, you know, 1 ounce coins and stuff, you know. But even 1 kilo bars have still got a pretty decent premium. And, you know, and if you just don't know how much of a price rise would, you know, it needs quite a decent price rise just to make up for your premium. But obviously people aren't stacking to make 10% or 20%. They're hoping for silver to go to the moon, and well, you never know. But the main thing about this Reddit movement and so on, which is really good, is what's that, 40 gig? It's educating, especially the new generation of people, potential stackers, young people that never really thought about how money is made and, you know, where it comes from. You know, and it's really good that it's educating people from all over the world about how money is made, what is real money, the currencies of the world, the paper money. It's just made up money, and created by debt, and, you know, the governments of the world are spending and spending. And nice extruded alley heatsink, you know, especially with the situation that's, you know, happened over the last year. You know, the governments are trying to, you know, stimulate the economy and offering, you know, giving people stimulus packages and stuff. And well, it can only go on for so long. Only one RAM in this. Oh well. And one day something's got to give as far as the economy is concerned. And, you know, I'm hoping there's not like a economy collapse. What I'm hoping for is a reset of what they consider money. Okay, I'll get the next PC. Looks like the same one as we did earlier. Yeah, not backing money just on debt, but actually basing money on something that's actual real, basing currency on something that's real, like real money, which is gold and silver. So and I can see there's potential for especially gold to be backed, to be backing our currency, and it would certainly, you know, help a lot of things out, and probably even help things like world peace, because they basically created the fiat currency so they can fund wars and stuff. It's a lot harder to do it when your currency is based on real money like gold. But, you know, that's, you know, no, I can't do much about all that, you know, how they, you know, whether they will or not. But most important thing right now is that people start educating themselves on what really is money, and you know, do a bit of research, watch some of the YouTube videos. There's heaps of good videos out there. Some, you know, I mean, some of the videos of people just stacking, showing their stacks, you know, that gets a bit tiresome. But there are some very, you know, smart people out there that have been, you know, showing the way for a long time, like David Morgan, Mike Maloney, people like that. you know. They can show the way, and yeah, I think it's amazing how many people just don't realise how money is made and how vulnerable their so-called money is sitting in the bank, even cash in hand. The way inflation can go, geez, look at what happened to Venezuela, and look what's going down in like Lebanon, and you know, and we might think, oh yeah, but that's them, that's never going to happen here. Well, Venezuela was a very wealthy country. Yeah, but you can only put it out there for people to make their own decision. But yeah, holding a little bit of silver, if you can afford it, a little bit of gold, and if you're scrapping, hold some of your copper as well. And you never know. That's why when I do street scrapping and I find you know, nice pieces of steel, you know, I say, oh, I'll keep that. And a lot of people say, well, why are you keeping all that? Why not just sell it and make your money and be done with it? Because it costs more and more to buy that sort of stuff. And one day, I don't, you know, I might have a little farm property or something, and all the steel is going to come in handy. Fixing a fence, or, you know, setting up a fenced off area. You know, you need steel bars, steel poles, and, you know, they're very expensive to buy, and it's not going to get any cheaper. Just look at lumber. So we've got another copper stacker here, so at least we're doing well with copper stackers. It's a very dusty motherboard. It's just caked on here. So, one to go. Okay, lucky last. And, well, it doesn't look like we're going to get any ceramic CPUs out of this batch, which is a shame, but can't do much about it. Oh, okay, another dusty old thing. Well, we're at least these are all complete PCs. They've all got, you know, a bit of RAM, 1, 2 or 4, and you know, every one of them has had a hard drive, had 2 in 1. So at least they got a little bit of everything, you know, and that's what we want. Just to get some, you know, reasonably decent value out of PCs, you know. Even when I'm picking up eWaste from businesses, you know, a lot of them scrap out, you know, take out the hard drives, you know, sometimes the RAM. So, you know, sometimes I go and do a pickup of like 50 PCs and all the hard drives are taken out, you know, and so that's 25 kilos of hard drives, and you know, it adds up, you know. Sometimes it can be the difference between, you know, making a little bit of a profit or not. So no slot card in this one. So yeah, I've got a few maybe interesting things as I'm getting in closer to them for a few upcoming videos, and yeah, I really hope to try and make some more, you know, some videos that are a little bit more entertaining anyway. But you know, rather than me just ramble on, I mean, I know some of you don't mind that, but you can only do it for so many videos before it does get a bit too much. So, but there will be some good subject videos coming in the near future. So only one ram again. So hang in there, guys. I'm doing the best I can with pretty much with what I've got. You know what? Unfortunately, most of eWaste is all the same kind of stuff. So, you know, unless they score some vintage stuff or some unusual piece, you know, it can be quite mundane, the same old thing, you know. Oh, decent weight heat sink. All right, so yeah, definitely only one green fiber CPU, no ceramics in this batch, which is a shame. Another dusty little motherboard still, but yeah, that was, yeah, interesting. So maybe the next video that I'll do, hang on, will probably be the getting rid of the boards again. I mean, gosh, wasn't it just a few weeks ago that I got rid of all these tubs of boards? This is overflowing low grade. I got plenty more mid grade to top this up. I've got a couple of days to get it all organized. Motherboards overflowing there, more motherboards I'll try and fill up before that goes. Power supply units gotta go, and that being over the top of the tub, this is way too heavy to even get into my van, so that's why I need the truck. Some plastic, not too bad. Not too, well, we've got 5 crates of hard drives, so that's not too bad. Another tub of power supply units. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, 7 tubs to go. And then I've got wheelie bins of stuff that need to go. I've got an empty tub here that might be for server grade boards, but there was a bunch of servers there. They're all cleared, most of them there anyway. Just got some switches and network stuff mostly there to do. Yeah, and I'm getting there, you know. Just got to sort some boards there, and yeah, really getting there. So this is server boards, and this is low grade, and then my depopulation station here is once again packed with stuff, and most of it is all server boards. So I'm going to see how much I can get done tomorrow and try and fill up a tub. And there's some of my copper stackers. The reason why they're all sitting there is because this bin is full, but not just copper stackers, also transformers that need to be scrapped out. And yeah, still got lots of wheelie bins with cable and wire. Don't know what's there. Yeah, more cable. There's so there's 3 wheelie bins here still full of cable. This one is also full. One over there is full. Yeah, so still got lots of work to do, and you know, probably 20 odd PCs in the garage as well, but we're going to get there. A lot of this stuff from my new client. So these are the things that I've been giving away, a few, just for scrappers, to give them a little bit something different to do. So they're all cast aluminium. There's just a low grade circuit board inside them, but yeah, lots to do, guys. All right, guys, well, hope that was a bit of fun. It was just a bit of a catch up, and yeah, so yeah, like I said, the next video might be selling all my boards and stuff, doing a little clip of that. We'll see how we go anyway, and yeah, keep scrapping. Once again, thanks to all my subscribers and everyone getting me up to close to 100,000. We haven't hit that yet, so you know, I won't jinx myself. But yeah, we might talk about that in another video as well. Keep scrapping. Catch you next time.